Masterpiece Soundwave. Hey, what's up again, everybody? It's Robert184, 2 R's 2 B's. It should be Transformers.tk, but no, it is gundam.tk. Even though today I'm taking a look at Takara Tomy's newest masterpiece, number 13, Soundwave. You've already seen the unbox. Now let's take a look at what you're going to get inside the box. But more importantly is the ejecting 3 cassettes here, as they're going to tell you to pop the button, pop out the cassette, and then you've got to close the door to reset the actual eject mechanism. And when you do that, what'll happen is you press this button here on the back, and that's going to slide the remaining 2, if you've got them in there, forward, and then you open it up, take out the second cassette, close the door, and repeat again for the third. So make sure you close the door to reset the whole mechanism before you do that. And obviously there seem to be a lot of problems because they're going to be giving you this insert here just talking about how not to make mistakes. They're telling you to make sure that this lever is up at all times. Do not put it down. Make sure you close it in between. And this is always a sign of good things when you're spending almost this $200 on a toy. If you're going to have any problems with it, they just tell you to put him down on his side and shake it, and then maybe things will just work out better. Condor here is listed as an underling in English, and you've got the case there. You can just pop him in and out there. And for the transformation, pop out the head. Unbelievable that the boosters are actually going to be in there. And you've got the laser cannons that you can swing forward. Pop up the tails and the legs, and you're going to have a pretty cool looking thing, including the fact that you're going to have a spy camera there that'll pop out of the head to go see what the Autobots are up to on Moonbase 2. And you can also go and attach that onto either shoulder, it says there, and either forearm. It's going to use a different way to attach them on. Nonetheless, if it works, that's good enough for me. And then it's on to the pose that I've always wanted to recreate and not have him go toppling off. You can see that there's going to be 5 lines on the left and right shoulders and 2 little slits there on Laserbeak's foot. So you can straighten that out to whatever angle you want and plug that down there. And on the forearm, there's also going to be just a single one there, left or right, so you can actually have him perched there as he talks to his master about what he just saw. Finally, you know you've got a pretty simple masterpiece when there's not that many pages of the manual actually devoted to the transformation. But there he is to go from robot mode, pop the fists in and pop the head back down. Then you've got the electric launcher, which is just going to be swung in. Get the arms in, that's pretty simple, and it looks like the legs are going to be just a little bit more complicated there to go along with the waist section. Hopefully that's going to result in something that looks pretty cool. And it looks like it's got this part out there, and that reminds me of something from the movie when he plugged into the big TV. And you can see everything's going to go up there until we get a look at his stereo cassette device mode one more time. And then a very nice touch here on the back, you are going to have the Japanese history of Soundwave here, which is the Destron Communications Officer, as they like to say in the various forms as he's come out over the years. We've got Transformer Soundwave 1985, Action Master 1990. Yes, something that makes you just want to throw up a little bit in your mouth there. G2 Soundwave 1995. We've also got Machine Wars from 97 down there. And then something that's a lot more cool looking as they brought him back in form and function. Galaxy Force Soundwave from 2006. Here from the music label, how cool is that? That yes, plug in an SD card and he's actually going to play music. It is worth pointing out that in the manual here at the end, somewhere it's going to say, yes, this actually does not play music. Nice that they throw that in here at the back for anybody who cries when they get to see that. But back here to the music label, you can see it in his white form. They had various recolors of that. Then it's on to the Bayformers here with Transformers Revenge 2009 in his satellite form. Something a little bit more palatable here is his animated form with a cool looking axe there, 2010. United down here, also 2010, and then we're going to be getting some other stuff. This is Darkseid Mood down here, 2011, and then Human Alliance, 2011, same year, and from Transformers Prime in his newest form, and again, probably don't want to go cut these out. Besides the main body, here's everything you're going to get when you pop it out of the package. To look at them individually, let's start with Laserbeak before we actually treat him as a robot there. You can see some nice little details there as you've got all the right colors there to make it actually look like a cassette, including the black parts there around the wheels. This is actually a button that's going to come into play for the transformation there. 00 written up above there, and it sort of looks there, but they are just actually round holes on the inside. But it does have some nice looking teeth there that we'll see. The case is looking fun here in pink, and it's going to have some spikes there on the inside. You're going to want to make sure that you actually put him in properly here. And when you do that, you can close him up and you've got those little spikes there. It's going to go actually quite firmly, no shake. And Takara really could have gone another way with this, but instead, for people who still have a lot of cassettes around from the old days, or just the reissues, nonetheless, it doesn't matter because they're all going to be the same size. The holes are going to line up, everything's going to be right. which is just sort of cool for masterpieces. You'd expect that they would have boosted the size of Laserbeak. Nonetheless, just to have that consistency through, this is a very nice touch, and that means things like you can take the old ones and pop them in the same cassette cases, and if you've got more of these, vice versa, it's all going to work. Here's the Energon cube before it's going to get filled with oil and smushed down into something a third the size. And it's cool the way it's all put together there. And you can pop this off, which means this is going to be the part that actually plugs into Soundwave's chest. And you can see here that it's about the width of 5 or 6 cassettes. Remember when Transformers could always pop a random tool out of their hands depending on what the episode needed? Well, anyway, it's actually going to be recreated here pretty well enough for you to put it on your Transformer once and then probably forget about it. But you can see here, this is where it's going to attach on in device mode, and over here, where it's going to attach onto either the left or right hand. Small screw on the inside, but some nice little details actually in there. It looks half decent. But of a lot more interest here is going to be Megatron in his gun form there. You can see that already the silencer is going to pop off a little bit. First of all, we've got the Destron Decepticon logo there. You can take this off, which is going to leave behind a black nub. Take the silencer off, and so you've got a black part down there. And you're going to have this neat touch here. This is actually used when you're going to put it in MP-10 or MP-11's hands there. This slide up and down, it feels a little bit loose there, so probably not something you want to do too often. But down here for the stock, you can see that this is going to bend, and even though it's a little bit tight, so you can do various things, which hopefully isn't going to have problems when you actually put it into the hand. Stock off, you're still going to have this nub sitting down there as it just slides off, but we can all be honest here. We've all seen much worse forms of Megatron represented in gun, and especially robot form. Here's Soundwave's concussion blaster in its battery mode there, as you can see the positive end, and the negative end is actually going to have a metal contact down there, although it has a lot more to do with the actual gun itself. For the actual transformation, just split it apart here, and no need for a modeler's knife, you can just get your fingernail under there. To pop that out, you'll see that it's going to have a peg on either side, so you can plug it into the left or the right hand. When you slid this out, you're going to get this silver part expose itself here. Pop that out there, so no need to go to grab sales and try to find a lost one there. Looking pretty cool overall in both forms. And when you're done arts and crafts, well, you can take this display panel here, and you can see that it's got some cool little details built into it. You can see that the gold part here is actually going to be raised up quite a bit there. It's only painted on the outside, but you still get the effect that it's painted on the inside. And the grid lines are looking very cool with this raised clear lip that's actually going to plug into the chest. And if you sacrifice your manuals, here you go, you can plug them into the back as we get to see all the details and some random gibberishy words there around this shuttle. The appetizers look great so far, definitely fitting for a masterpiece toy, as they're just going to give you that ability to recreate some of your favorite scenes, even from episodes that are long forgotten. Anyway, why don't you let me know what you think of those, and now it's on for the main course to actually check out the robot in device mode itself. Anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. See you next time. Bye. Slight remolds. It never does get old, does it?